before we get going, I was doing this little, on Facebook, and someone posted one of those things that have all these charts in it. And it was saying, if you find your first four words, it's going to be pretty much your mantra for 2021. And the four words that I found were money, purpose, alignment, and strength. And I thought that was pretty amazing, because those are the things that, not in that order, but definitely purpose and being aligned with where I want 50 something to go, and continuing to be strong and not give up. And then, of course, anything you do, if you are in business, if you're not in business to make money, then you have a really nice hobby. So so let's go ahead and go. I've used this before, and I use it over and over because I think it's so true. Life has no remote control. Get up and change it yourself.
Amen.
This is my thing for 2021, and pretty much for the last 30 years. It has no remote control. Get up and change it. If it's not the way you want it, make some changes. And you have it within yourself to make those changes. No one's going to do it for you. Amen. So, of course, I always have this computer that just goes so fast. It's ridiculous. So,
okay.
Just talking a little bit about my story. And a lot of you know this, and those who don't, it's just a little recap. I started in business in the late 80s or mid to late 80s, after I was laid off of a corporate job that I thought I was going to go all the way to the top with this business. I put everything into it. I was in management. I thought I was going to be one of those executives in corporate America, and I got laid off. And I hated the feeling so, and I said to myself, no one's ever going to make me feel that way again. And I was blessed enough to have the kind of skills that I could transfer into my own consulting business, and that's what I did. And I had two little baby girls, and I was able to work from home while they were really little, and then I was able to get contracts where I could schedule my own time while they were little. And it just caught on. I went from one business to the next, and eventually I looked around and they were grown up. I had a son in the meantime. He never saw a sitter. He was always home with mom. And I was able to raise three children being in business. Of course, I had a husband who also was taking care of a lot of the things at home, on most of them. So I had the freedom to really explore what it was about being an entrepreneur. And I made a lot of money from business, but I've also been able to change a lot of lives. And so that's the beauty of what you're doing. If you're solving someone's problem and you're also bringing in some money with that, then, it's the best of both worlds. So today we're going to really talk about these four things. These are the four steps that I believe are going to make 2021 your best year. These are the things that I've done over these 30 plus years that have made me successful in business. Business is hard. So if anyone tells you that it is easy to do, they're not being truthful. It's hard. It takes overcoming obstacles. It takes having a bad year. When I first started one of my businesses, I invested all kinds of money to get it started. In the first year, I made $2,000.
Wow.
Now, most people would walk away from that, right? But what I did is I said, no, I'm going to be successful at this. I hired a coach, and I worked with that person, and I went from $2,000 to over $200,000 the next year.
Hey.
And so if you have it within yourself to want to not let the things around us, because everything's going to happen. Beginning of 2020, none of us thought we were going to be in a pandemic. And a lot of people stopped doing business. But those of us who kept going, we persevered, and most of us made more money last year than we did the year before, because we didn't let going online, but not being able to have our in-person things, or our products having, we'd had to go find ways virtually to do business. So if you find yourself now trying to figure out where you're going, start thinking out of the box, thinking very differently for 2021. So we're going to talk about how to create a winning mindset. It all starts with your thinking. And then we're going to talk about your vision, because that's where the next thing, if your mindset's right, you have a clear vision that allows you to set winning goals, and then you can take action. And we're going to talk about 3 strategies that are going to help you take the action that you need in 2021. Okay? So we're going to start with this winning mindset. Gosh, I just don't buy a Hewlett Packard.
Oh,
It's so
that's what I
sensitive.
have.
Oh, this new computer is so sensitive. I just
That's what I
can't even,
have.
I can't even look at it, and it changes screens. Okay, so we're going to start with, what do we do to create this winning mindset? So here are 4 things, and these are things that you don't just do today. You got to work on your mindset. And anybody who has some thoughts about this as we're talking about it. So think about, what is your current mindset? Before you can change something, you need to know what's going on. And it's time for some personal honesty. How do you feel about the things that are going on inside of you internally? What is your current thoughts about your ability to be successful in your business and in your personal life right now? And only you can answer that question. How are you feeling, and what is going on internally? And I want you to take some time in the next couple of days to really get in touch with, how do you really feel? And it's all, because it's between you and you don't have to make it sound pretty, right? You can be honest about, how do you feel right now? There was a time when being in business, you do have failures. And I had a huge business failure. And I was on the outside, people never knew what was going on inside of me, but I was miserable. And so if you're miserable right now, just admit it to yourself and know that it's not going to change unless you change it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then if you have that mindset of, it could be on the other side too, that you have that mindset, I'm ready to go, let's get this done. So it doesn't have to be on the negative side. But wherever you are in your mindset, you want to make a note of that. So you know, this is where I'm starting. And if you're struggling, or if you're stuck in that, there's several ways to get out of it. And so we'll talk about, how do you fix it if you're there? What do you need to do to fix it? And these are the things that I have done, and I have taught people, and I've coached, that you want to do if you are in that mindset of like, okay, I'm struggling, I want this to change. And those of you who've coached with me, I'm going to remind you of what we've talked about. And that is that you have to affirm a different mindset. And the only way to do that is to change the way you think about yourself and about what's going on. Okay? So our mind does not know the reality of what's going on from the fantasy of what we want to happen. Very successful people dream themselves to success. They think themselves to success. You've heard of, as a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think that you can't change, nothing can change, this is it, this is how I am, then that's the way it's going to be. But if you change your thinking and start telling yourself, and the only way to do that is to do it over and over and through affirmations, and I'm talking written thoughts about yourself in a positive sense. So if you're struggling with procrastination, you write down, I am so excited to be able to do the things in my life that need to get done. You don't want to say, I'm excited not to be a procrastinator, because then you focus on procrastination. But I'm so excited to do the things I need to get done on a daily basis. You tell yourself that over and over. If you're struggling with the money thing, I earn $10,000 a month. And you tell yourself over and over and over, you read it, you write it down, you read it to yourself. You focus on that constantly, because as the man thinketh, so is he. And that is so true of affirmation. And I always like to talk about, when I'm doing mindset coaching, the subconscious thinking. And when you're driving somewhere and you end up there, well, it's because it's been so routine, you don't even think about going. So if you tell yourself something over and over and over and over, you affirm it daily to yourself in the morning, at night, or if you write, you create a vision board, you're seeing where you want to go on a daily basis. The next thing you know, you're there. Because it's that same subconscious thought that got you going from one place to the next, that gets you to where you want to go financially. If you want to change, like I said, if you want to change the way you procrastinate, if you want to change your negative thinking, just start affirming positive things. The second way you want to be able to fix your mindset, if you are having those struggles, is you want to look at your belief system. Things that we believe are generally not true, because people have told us these things. All of our lives, they tell us things, and we have taken them as fact, and they have no basis in fact most of the time. So get in touch with your beliefs about who you are. And then the last thing is, you want to face the challenges that you face head on. Don't hide them in the closet. Don't pretend that these things aren't happening. They're there, they're real. So pull them up and then deal with them head on. Okay? Any comments on any of this?
You know what I want to say, because one of the first things you said, Cheryl, is the only way you're going to fix anything, or if it's not working right, then change it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know you've heard me say this several times, and I really try to live by it. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change.
Change, exactly.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it will always change for the better or the worse, or it may change at all. But when you take the time and stop and put your mindset there, then sometimes we surprise ourselves. If we just take a step back, take a breath, and like you said, what is our current mindset? And if it's not if we're brutally honest with ourselves, if it's not where it should be at this point in our life, because we are all over 50, okay? I mean, I'm 68, and it's like, okay, where do you want your mindset to be right now? What should it be right now? What do you need to do to fix it? And then you take action.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Stephanie. That's so true. And like I said, the biggest part of that is to change it. That it's so true. Change it yourself.
And sometimes I watch the Kelly Clarkson show, and at the end of the show, she always says, if your day is not going well, then just change it.
Yeah, it's true.
And just, yeah, because you're the only
Mhm.
one that can change it. Can't
Yeah.
nobody else change it for you.
And most
like,
of the time, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. I like your thoughts about procrastination because that is a big problem. So much so that sometimes I'm like, my goodness, you've gotten this age and you still have this problem. So just that verbiage right there
Yeah.
excited me when you said that. I'm so excited to do the things I need to get done on a daily basis. Forget the procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about this first thing. And so I like that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I wrote that down, big letters. I'm
Exactly.
so excited to get the things done that I need to do.
Exactly.
Exactly. We tend to focus on the negatives instead of just like, how do I reverse this?
Right.
And so the next few days, take some time and really doing a mindset assessment.
Yeah. And this
Before-
COVID has, if during this last almost year that we've all had to sit back, be quiet, all that kind of stuff, if we haven't learned anything about ourselves during this past year, during this COVID, then I'm a little concerned.
Mhm.
Because I don't care how good your life is going or has been going. That's awesome. That's wonderful. Is there something that can make it even better?
Mhm.
Make you go further? Okay, add to them blessings.
Exactly.
And it's been a serious wake-up call for me, a very big wake-up call for me. I believe there's a reason and a season for everything and everybody.
Mhm.
And
That's
this,
true.
I think, was our reason and our season.
Mhm.
For everybody, God is like, look, since y'all don't want to pay attention to me, how about we just do this? Okay, and that procrastination,
Mhm.
yeah, that was a big one, real big one.
And
We all procrastinate sometimes.
right, we all
We
suffer
all do.
from that.
Yeah, I mean, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, we all do. We just have to admit that we do
Uh-huh.
and change it.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. All right, so we're going to all commit to taking some time before you start really looking at your 2021, if you haven't already done it. Start with your mindset and how you're going to approach 2021. And once you have, and this is something you're going to do on a daily basis. It's not going to be, oh, okay, I did it, now we're done. Keep it going, but start there. And the next part of making this your best year is your vision. If you don't have a vision, the people perish. Where there is no vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have these things that you want to do, but you really haven't solidified really what you really want, and that only comes with vision, then all you have is just thoughts.
Right.
So the next step in that is to have your vision, talk about your vision for not just 2021, but vision goes way beyond that. So we're going to talk about how to solidify what your business or your life is all about right now. And we're going to look at your long-term vision. And then we're going to look what you want this to look like at the end of this year. So in solidifying what you do and what you want, before you can get your vision straight, you want to ask yourself these questions. And then it'll give you a start to creating this vision. So you want to solidify what you do. And if you're thinking of this from a lifestyle or life perspective, solidify what's going on right now in your life. So what do you do? If this is your business, what does your business do? What kind of business do you have? Who do you serve in this business? Be clear on that. And then you want to be clear on why do you do it for them Why do you do it for you? And then what's unique about what you're trying to do? So the first part of vision is really just, okay, this is where I am right now, to get a good hard look at what the current status of your business. And I believe all of you on here are business women. So we'll stick with this entrepreneur journey. So, and those of you who are watching the replay, just sort of, if you're looking at this from a lifestyle perspective, then just sort of insert life or personal things that you're wanting to accomplish. So if you are this entrepreneur right now, what is it that you do? And then in your mind, who is it that you serve? Whose problem are you solving? So at 50 something, I do coaching and resources for women over 50. So I've answered 2 of those questions. And then I can further say who are transforming in their lives, financially, personally, spiritually, and professionally. And then why do you do that for this certain group of people? Think of that. What is motivating you to do this? Why do people come to you? Or why, if you're starting it, why do you want them to come to you? Why are you doing it? And then the next part, why are you doing it for yourself? It has to be, of course, we do business to make money, but it has to have another element of emotional support to you. Otherwise, if it's just money, it could be anything. I have a friend who is a network marketer, and she could sell you a shoe one day, a purse the next, some jewelry the one day. But she just does it for the money. And she just follows one to the next. And when she's not doing that, she's pretty miserable. So why do you do? I love what I do for the women over 50. And I do it for them because I see transformation in them. I do it for me because I love seeing transformation in them. And then, of course, I make money. So answer those questions before we get into your vision for 2021. And then what makes you unique right now? Okay? The second part of vision is, if you're looking at your workbook, you want to analyze, okay, what is it that you're headed? Where are you headed? Does your vision right now, that we've just talked about, where your business is right now, does it reflect where you want to be? And most of the time it doesn't. So we're going to talk about how to make that shift to make your vision reflect where you really want to be, and make some changes to that so that the goals that you create for 2021 are going to help align you to where you really want to be and where you're headed. So we're going to analyze your vision, and does it reflect where you are right now? I mean, where you're headed. Can you make that shift? And I'm going to show you how to make that shift. And you're going to think about what you truly want for the future of your business and your life. And then share it with someone you truly trust. Some of these people may be affected by that. If you have a spouse or a dear accountability partner or friend, you're going to share it with those who are affected by that. So the way that you can really make that shift from what's going on right now in your business and the vision that we just looked at prior to this, like what is it that you do right now? Who are you serving right now? So then let's think about, where is it that you want to be? So I want you to think long term, because that's going to get you to your current vision right now. So think about a 5-year period from today or tomorrow. You're going to wake up 5 years from tomorrow. And what does your life look like? What does your business look like? How much money are you making? If you have a certain product, how many products are you selling? And how has your life been affected by this business that you have, by this thing that you've been wanting to do, this dream that you have? Now we're going to bring it all the way full circle. So you're going to, what I did with this is I just wrote a story. Like, okay, 5 years from now, I woke up and the sun was shining. It was a beautiful January day, end of January. And my first client meeting is at 10. I earned this much money. I served my clients in this way. And just, you got to insert what it is that you're doing right now, where your business is, and then where you want it to go. So, Nancy, you have a salon right now. Do you want that salon to change and become a multiple salon, or you want to change your services, or you want to see yourself change locations, or if you want to get out of that business? Where are you going? Where are you taking those skills? You're just getting a master's. What are you going to do with that in 5 years from now? What does that look like?
Okay, yeah.
So you're going to write, you can even, I did a class where they had us write a letter to our best friend. And it's 5 years from today, and you're telling them what's going on in your life and in your business. My good friend, Jean Booker, and some of you know her from Tanner. I wrote my letter to Jean, and I said, "Dear Jean, I'm sitting here on the patio trying to figure out where I'm going with, what I have on my schedule today. I have, 5 meetings, we're getting ready to go on another trip to Hawaii, blah, 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 blah." So you're writing it as if you're telling her what's going on. And it's all positive, and it's all a part of your vision for your life. And within that vision, you're going to be able to pull out your goals for yourself. Most of us start with goals and we don't have any vision. And so we're all over the place. Like, oh, I'm going to make this much money. I'm going to have this many this, and I'm going to have an office in Scottsdale. And none of it is working toward anything that you truly, truly want. So start with your vision for 5 years from today. And then we're going to pull out of that your vision for 2021, because you're going to start working toward that bigger vision. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So make the shift from what you're doing right now. Some of you may be okay with where you are now, but this is a different day, and you should be looking toward where you're going. We're not the kind, as human beings, we have to be moving.
Yes.
And so your business and your things you're doing, whether it's your personal life, if you're wanting to write a book, if you're wanting to create your own a nonprofit, or if you want to start doing online classes and creating those, whatever it is, don't just stay in this one place.
Right.
I think it's important that you associate yourself with like-minded people.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Oh God, yes.
Okay. Associate yourself with like-minded people, because you'll find that doing that, like writing the letter and with like-minded people, when you start going forward towards your goals and your vision, it will accentuate and it will help.
Yeah.
You
And they
know,
will support you.
yes, because you have people in your group surrounding whatever that don't support you or figure, you know, they get content or complacent where they are. Because, you know, unfortunately, we have people that feel that they're okay where they are. They can't do any better, or they don't know how to do any better, or don't want to do any better, or anything like that. Don't want to learn anything new. Only time I don't want to learn anything new is when God transitions me home.
Me at it, right?
Okay, because then I can't.
You also have people who don't want to see you do.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And so be very careful who you share your dreams with.
That's
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Wee.
So we want to just, when we come down to that last part, share your vision with those who are affected. And I should have added there, and support your vision. You know, only people who you know are supportive.
Yes.
I know the people not to tell what I'm doing to.
Amen.
Hello.
You know, ladies, I have a customer, and when you made the statement about some people are just content in where they are, and truly some people are, and it's genuine.
Mm-hmm.
I have a customer, and her husband was military, and so she was housewife and a mother. And she shared with me that that is what she wanted. And in that, she encouraged me and told me how proud she was of the things I was doing as far as education, business, and all of that. So God will put those people in your pathway
Yes.
that support you and
Yeah.
that are not haters. Now, it's going to be some haters.
Yeah.
Of course. Jealousy is ugly.
Yes, and he will remove them too. And so I'm at a place in my life where, you know, when we are younger and we found out who people truly are, what their true colors are, we are hurt and disappointed, and, you know, it may knock you down. But I'm at a point in my life where when God reveals, I say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yes, because he knows what's good for me. And so when the Lord removes someone from me, I understand that that season is done. It does not mean I don't love
Removed for a reason.
Yeah,
Removed for a reason, and that season is over.
it is. And
Exactly.
so you know, in my industry and in the hair industry and teaching, because I teach as well,
Mm-hmm.
teaching is not about putting the skills in their hands. I try to help them with their life skills and a total 360.
Right.
And I said to them one night, don't be about $1, because that will be all you will ever be.
That's right.
it.
This
That's
industry is so up close and personal. And I always say to every class, your clientele see everything that goes on in that building, even the things that you don't. And I shared with them, even the ones that's not wise yet, every building has an atmosphere, and you have to create that, and it has to be maintained. And I said to them, although you're new in the industry, do not run behind $1. Do not let that be what defines you. I said, because it's gonna be times that you will come to know that every individual is not designed for your chair. And I said, that's a blessing.
Hello?
I said, no, when the Lord removes them, he sends you 5 more.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's very true. And when we learn, I mean, we learn that, I think, just as a benefit of living, because God, if we've been listening to him as we've grown to this age, You know, a lot of us know that, you know, that dollar comes and goes,
Oh,
but
yeah,
the
it does.
things who you are, they remain. And that's what people see.
Just as he giveth, he will take it.
Take it.
Yes.
Right. Exactly. And so as we think about, you know, 2021, think beyond now where you're going to be, and then we're going to bring it back to what we want this year to look like. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So then, based on this vision, I want you to spend time writing. I left a page in your workbook to write, but use other paper as well, writing that 5-year vision. And I stress this over and over and over because I've done this countless times, because things change in what you want. So right now, when I look at my 5 years out, it's very different than what it looked a few years ago, because we are all evolving.
Mhm.
And so based on what I want 5 years to look like, what I'm concentrating on in 2021 is to take my skills and share it one to many, rather than the one-to-one I've done for many years. And that is to take what I know and give it to more people at one time. And that's why I've created that membership site that I have, because I want to create it once and then be able to bless a whole bunch of people with that skill level. So think about where you're going. And now we're going to look about at 2021. So once we've gotten your vision done, and this is going to take maybe I'd say a week to get your vision and your goals set for 2021. But I want you to then define your year. By the end of 2021, based on your long-term vision, this is what I want to have happen in my life and in my business by the end of the year. And I want you to be so detailed. I believe in your workbook, you're going to have, I think we have in here by the time we get these things done, they're going to absolutely go down and become your goals for the year. So by the end of this year, this is what I want to have happen. I want you to think, ooh, bless you. I want you to think money too. I mean, we talked about money, but I want you to think, how much money do you want to earn in your business in 2021? Because that's gonna dictate what kind of products you're going to provide, how many of those products you're going to provide or services, and to whom you're going to provide them to, and at what price, right? Because overall, business is the selling of a certain commodity, whether it's a service or a product. So if you're looking at it from a business point of view, by the end of 2021, what is it that you want to have happen in terms of your business? If you're going to add you can also do for personally, what do you want to have happen in your life personally? Are there some dreams and things that you've wanted to accomplish that you've been putting on hold? Last year, I worked with a group of ladies who had their dream was to write a book. We collaborated together and we wrote Becoming 50 Something. So for those women, some of those women who were involved, that was their first time writing a book, and that was a lifelong dream. And now they put their foot in, now they're writing their own book outside of the collaboration. So what is it that you want? Do you want to learn a foreign language? Do you want to go back to school? If you started school and you didn't finish a certain degree, do you want to go back and finish that degree? Do you want to start doing something in your community that you haven't done? You want to volunteer more? You want to do more in your church? What is it that you've been putting off and said, I'm going to do it, but you haven't done it? And a lot of that has been because it hasn't been a part of your overall vision for your life. And when you add it in there, it almost makes you accountable to it. So by the end of 2021, I want you to write down what you want your life to look like in terms of business and what you want it to look like personally, in the personal side of your life. Do you want to find that significant other if you don't have that person? And then what you can do to make those things happen. These are going to become part of your goals for 2021. But like I said, we start with vision. So right now, I don't want you to put a timeline or anything to it. I just want you to write what it is that what you want. What is it? Okay. And again, basing it, once you've written your 5-year vision, then extract from that what can happen within these next 11 months that will get you closer to that long-term vision. And then what is your word for the year? I have 4 since I did that little thing, and I had another word, but this one, when I did this, I liked it. Money, purpose, alignment, and strength. So you can have more than one word. And the one
What's the last word? Money,
strength,
purpose, alignment, and
strength.
strength. Okay.
Right.
And out of those, to me, the one that has most meaning to me is purpose. What is going to be my purpose in 2021? Okay. So then once I take some time, and I know this sounds like, wow, do I have to do all this? You really should do it. Because
About
once
your life.
once you do this work, then you can see things getting done. Most things don't get done because people have no vision. Then they don't have any goals. And then their goals, if they have some, don't have any kind of way of happening because they haven't given them any support.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about how to make those things happen. Okay. So a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. Okay. And this is the basis of goal setting and creating the life that you really, truly want. When I decided that, okay, I'm going to be this entrepreneur and not be punching clocks, that was a dream. So then I had to do all those steps that it takes to continually be able to reach that goal and have that life. So here we're getting into your overall goal strategy. So part of what we just talked about in your vision, we talked about what is it that you want in 2021. And then you see in your workbook where it says your big goals vision for 2021 are. This is where I want you to brainstorm your big goals for your business and your life in 2021. Again, these are the things you want to accomplish based on your long-term vision. Goals without a vision, like I might say this over and over, without a vision, there are no goals. Truly. It all starts with your vision. So now we've got our vision straight. We know what we want to do in 2021. And now we're going to brainstorm all the things that can happen that we want to have happen to make that vision for 2021 come true. So now with these goals, these are definite goals within the next 11 months. And I want you in your book to brainstorm and write them down. And part of this has to be a money goal, an actual annual amount that you want to earn. Every one of you have an amount of money that you want to earn in your business. That has nothing to do with, many of you work. Just we're going to concentrate on your business right now. And of course, SMART goals, all of us pretty much know what they are, but we want to ensure that they are SMART. And that means they're specific. Don't just say, well, I want to go to the store. Okay, what are you going to do at the store? I want to go to the store to buy milk. That makes it specific. They're measurable. That means that you went to the store, you bought the milk, and now you're back at home. So you can measure that you completed that goal, right? They're attainable. You have a car or you're within walking distance of the store. You can go get the milk. You can measure that you did it because you got it and you got back home and you attained the dream. They're relative. You were out of milk. You didn't have anything in the kitchen. So you had to go to the store, buy the milk. You did it. You got back home and you had reached your goal because you attained it. And now it's relevant. Now you have milk in the house. And they have a timetable attached. You needed the milk to make a cake and you needed it within the next 15 minutes because you had put all the other ingredients in. So make sure your goals are SMART. They're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're relative or relevant, and they have a timetable, okay? So anybody want to share before we move on to any goals that you have for this year, just based on just thinking about some of the stuff we talked about today?
One of my goals is I want to for the past couple of years, I've procrastinated in getting my LLC.
Okay.
And one of my excuses was my age. My age has nothing to do with it. Okay. That was my excuse for procrastinating, I guess. I was going to do it yet last year. I'm dealing with some issues with the IRS right now, so I can't do anything. But that's going to end soon. And in other words, there's nothing else in my way of getting my LLC.
Okay.
I've got everything basically set up, ready to go. So once this other is fixed and straightened out, whatever word you want to use, I want to get my LLC, and under that umbrella, I will have the different entrepreneurial things that I'm doing right now.
Right.
That will benefit me and other people. So that's one of my major goals.
Okay.
And I've given myself a timeline to do it. So in other words, the procrastination part of it is done.
Okay.
I've given myself a timeline to do it.
Okay. And in terms of your LLC and not having done it prior and because of age or whatever the other reasons are, do you believe that that's going to benefit your business?
Yes, I do. Especially in my social work, because in doing the LLC, I'm not stifled or stuck with just working like with one firm or one attorney.
Okay.
Because I'm contract.
Okay.
So I can work with multiple companies, attorneys or whatever that relate to the type of social work that I do.
Okay.
So, and I can also, under that umbrella, use my other business that I have that works, that helps, let's put that helps and empowers, that deals with youth, because
Right.
I work with youth.
Okay.
So they're all intertwined in there under that LLC. And, I educated myself of the ins and outs for
Mhm.
financially, educationally, personally. And the only person that gets in our way is ourselves.
It's true. Okay.
Sometimes we get in our way and we get stuck. I mean, we're human, it happens.
Mhm.
But like you said, when we set those goals, be smart about what you do. Be
Mhm.
smart about the way you do it. And in doing that, I really, before I was hesitant, scared, nervous, I'm not anymore.
Oh, good.
Because I know I have the capability, the intelligence, the wherewithal, the tenacity to do it. Because if I don't think I'm good at what I do, no one else will.
Well, that's true.
Okay. And I'm very good at what I do.
Mm.
So
And that's how you have to think too. You
yeah,
have to be
I'm very
confident in
good
your
at
own
what I
skill.
do.
Good, good. That's good, Stephanie. And once you finish your goals, I want you to share someone the timeline
Okay.
who's going to hold you accountable.
Yeah, I have a couple people that are going to hold me accountable.
Okay. All right.
And you know
That's
what?
enough.
It's not, I see that face. It's
Uh-huh.
not that, I want to be held. I think we all need to be held accountable because,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the people that hold you accountable, make sure they're the people in your life, like I said, that support your goals and support what you want to do. Because if they come in talking about, well, if you don't do this and if you don't do that, no, it's not about if I don't.
Right.
It's about when I will.
Right.
So, and I know I have some very, very special, important people that will hold me accountable.
Good.
And I thank them for that because they know, they know how to be raw and say, well, you know what? This is what you need, do not do. It's not about being personal or hurt your feelings. It's about helping you move on and move forward.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else want to share a goal that just pops out at you?
Oh, I'm the only one that got goals here, really?
Okay.
Mine this year is to bring my product to market.
Okay.
One is to get healthy and stay healthy, and both physically and mentally, and then just work and bring my product to market. And in order
Okay.
to do that, stop all procrastination.
Yeah.
And in doing that, Frida, because I know exactly what your product is and your goals are because we work together. It has to be bigger than bringing it to market.
I know.
That's why it hasn't come to the market.
Right. I know that. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Right. All those things that it takes to do that have to be individual goals for you. You're going to have to break it down step by step. And then we and put those timelines to it. But when you think of your product and what it takes for it to become, and you've done a lot of this already, you've prepared yourself for this. Now you have to just take it individually, bringing it to market. It means that you have to, first of all, solidify your manufacturer, right?
Right. And
So,
that's where I'm having trouble working.
yeah. And I'm
I'm
sure
here in the
that,
United States. Yeah.
right. And that changed a lot with COVID as well.
Mm-hmm.
So solidifying your manufacturer, getting your designs all set and knowing exactly what you're going to provide, and then being clear on your target, because that's sort of, so all those things are going to be part of your goals. It's not going to be just bringing my product to market.
Right.
Because that has no meaning. but breaking it down to the different steps that takes to get that sock on the market is what's going to get it to market. Okay. And we'll
Right.
talk about that because
Okay. And that's why
I
I'm here
know
today. to work on that. Uh-huh.
I keep telling you, I'm going to keep threatening you. If you don't do it, I'm but I'm teasing.
She said threaten.
I'm
I'd
just
do it if
teasing.
I was you, Frida.
I know.
No, but Frida has a very, very uplifting, especially in this time we're in, Frida.
I know.
She shares scriptures in unique ways that people need right now. And so right now is the time to get them to people because we need it.
Yes, Lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're doing your goals, once you brainstorm and you don't, I want you to go beyond this piece of paper on what it is and I want you to select 2 of the things from that goal, 2 from your personal, 2 from your business.
Mhm.
And then you're going to write a plan of how you meet that goal. Okay. And that plan is going to, we're going to use your money goal as an example, but then your plan is also going to include things like, okay, let's use, for example, Stephanie's LLC. That's her goal, right?
Yes.
Right.
And she has a timeline. She wants to, let's say she wants to do it by the end of April. Well, in order for her to get that LLC done, there's some things that have to happen. And she's probably done all this, but if you have a goal, I want you to write that overall goal. Then I want you to break it down into every step that it takes, every action that you must take to reach that goal.
Yes.
And each of those actions has to have an end date.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you were going to open, let's say Nancy said, I'm going to open me a new salon, or let's use Pam. Pam's going to, with her life coach business, she's going to get 20 new clients between now and June. Okay, so she can write that 20 new clients by June 30. So what does it take? Well, Pam has different programs that she provides. She does workshops. So from her workshops, she's going to write down, I'm going to get 5 clients. From my coaching, I'm going to have 3 clients. From, you're going to have each of the things that you do. And this is how you're going to get those 20 clients, right? So you're going to have your book out there, and maybe out of 10 people who buy your book, out of those 10, you're going to convert 2 or 3 of them into clients. And these are predictive goals that you're going to have for yourself. But instead of just saying, I'm getting 20 clients, you have to know where they're going to come from. Okay. So for me in my business, because I have one-on-one coaching sessions or like consultations. And with that, those are free consultations. From that, I get clients. I get clients from my promotion, social media. I get clients from workshops that I do, free and paid, can convert into clients. I get clients from the books I write, and I get clients from speaking. It used to be personal speaking, but from, virtual speaking and things that I do online. And so from there, where am I going to get? How many clients am I going to get from those? So you don't want to just write an overall goal. You're going to break it into actions. So in order for any of us who are coaches to get clients, we have to have a program for them to come into, right? That will attract them to work with us. So that's one of the things. So think about your overall goal, and then you're going to break it into achievable actions. If it is a license that you need, I got to study for this, you know, I got to do this. Or if you're going to go back to school, I got to research schools, I have to take entrance exams, and I got to do this and this. So just break it down into the actions that it takes to reach that goal. And that takes some research. You may have to say, okay, what does it take? For me, if I wanted to start, like I wanted to start an online shoe business, what would that take for me to do that? I have to research the market. So part of my goal, one of those steps is research. Another step is to start getting a list of shoe manufacturers. That's a step. The next step is to hire someone to build a portal for people to buy. I have to, you know, have the proper website. Another step is to determine who I'm doing these shoes for. Is it just women, or is it going to be for the family? All of those things. And every one of those steps, I need to have a date when I'm going to complete that action. So that at the end, if I want to open that shoe store by the end of the year, then I've done all that I needed to do so that by January 2022, I'm open for business. Now, I may not have made $1 in 2021 because I wasn't intending to, because I have my own job over here that's supporting me. But by 2022, I'm opening my shoe store and I have everything in place to do it. And and my chances of being successful are so much greater than to me just saying, I'm gonna open a shoe store and just go out there and find some site and open it and have no idea how I'm gonna make money. So does that make sense in terms of goal setting?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want you to do out of your brainstorm session of goals, pick at least 2 of them and then write your plan out. And then you can go back and write it out for the rest of them.
Okay.
So when we're talking about how we're going to take action on those goals, and right now I'm going to show you taking action on a financial goal. Okay. How you would create the strategy to complete that. Okay. Because it does truly start with, okay, if you have a goal for earning income, money in 2021, then this is how you want to approach it if you're in business. So we're going to create a sales goal. We're going to create how do you attract clients and know how many clients you need to achieve that goal. And you can substitute client for customer. And then we're going to do how to create your own personal goals, some strategies for doing that. Okay. So here's your sales goal strategy. And it's simple. I know Pam has seen this, and I hope that you've tried some of this already, Pam. But if it's good to refresh, this is how you determine how you're going to make money in 2021, if that's your goal. So you're going to come up with your annual goal, overall, what you want to earn. And we're using $50,000 as our overall goal. And you're going to break it into a monthly amount. It's so simple. It just seems like, you know, why don't we do this for everything? Once you have your monthly amount, you're going to break it into a weekly goal. And I always break my goals down into daily goals, because every day in business, you wake up 0. Unless you're doing what I'm attempting to do this year, and that is to have residual income coming in through that one-to-many portal. So if your goal is $50,000 this year, and you're going to divide it by 12 or 11, because we're starting in February, but let's say we started January 1, your money goal is $41.66 a month. Your weekly goal is 1,041.66 a week. And your daily goal is, assuming 7 days, most of us don't work 7 days, but we're using a 7-day model, $148 a day. And if you see in your workbook, you can plug those numbers in for whatever it is that you're doing. And so the little formulas are there. Because once you have this amount, then you know, okay, so now I got to figure out, how do I get there? If I have a retail business and I'm selling, like Wanda, having your angels, she does crafting, having your angels, and you know that you price them at a certain amount, then you're going to have to say, okay, based on that, how am I going to get to this goal? So the next part of that is you're getting those clients. I know both Stephanie and Carlise are in Damsel in Defense. So they do products that help us stay safe, personal protective equipment or gear, of tasers and pepper sprays and that kind of stuff. And each of those products have a price attached to that. So for each thing that you're doing in your business, if you're a coach and you have 4 programs and they're all priced differently, you're going to do this for each of those products. Nancy, as a hairstylist, you have certain things that you haircut, full hair, someone comes in for a wash and dry and style, that's a price. If they're coming in, I don't know if you're doing manicures, pedicures, all the things that happen. And because you own your business, you're also getting income from people who have seats in your shop. And if you're teaching, for each of those students, they're paying something. So you're going to have, for each of those services that you provide, and if you're selling product, you're going to also do that. But for each of them that you're offering in 2021, you're going to do this for each of those.
Entity, okay.
Every one of them, so that you can see how you're going to make that income for 2021.
Okay.
Okay. And so, so you're going to take that amount. And so this is an example of one product. So if a person was only going to, this person's a coach and they have a product of $649 of coaching product, and their goal is $50,000. Well, they need 77 clients this year in order for them to make that $50,000, because they took that $50,000 and they divided it by that amount. So that 77, they also divided it by 12, which means they need 6 clients per month, and they need 1.6 clients per week in order to get this done. So they need basically 2 clients a week in order to reach this goal. This is just for one big, if you had one big product. But let's say you have 5 or 6 products and your overall goal is $50,000. Then you're going to say from this product, you're going to predict that you're going to make this much money from it. So let's say you have a product that sells for $100. And out of this 50,000, you figure you're going to sell maybe 30 of those. So then you're going to take that 100 and you're going to say, okay, out of that 100, I can get that 30 times 100, that's $3,000. So then you would take this $50,000 and you would take, okay, so I have 100 clients that I know will give me 3,000 of that. So then I'm down to $47,000. So but for each of your products, you want to see, I'm going to earn this much of this money from that. So how many of sales do I need? Does that make sense the way I explained it?
Yes.
Okay. So think about those products, and maybe you want to work with your major products and not get down to the, to the $5 and $10 thing. You're going to stay with those things that give you the biggest dollar amount. Okay. And for each of them, you're going to use this formula. Okay. Until you get to that $50,000. And another thing that I always do as well is based on just general business, what do you call it? Business research. It's if you speak to 100 people, you typically can convert about 10% of those people. So you speak to 100 people, and most likely you'll get 10 of those people to buy. Now you may have to speak to them up to 7 times, but you're going to end up getting 10 of those people to buy based on research, just in general business. So think about also the number of people that, once you get down, this is taking it to the level of how many people you need to talk to. And that's more of your sales promotion. We won't get into that right now, but think about that as well. So get your big money goal, break it down into what you need to earn on at least a weekly basis. And then you're going to know that, okay, so I have to have this many clients to reach my goals. Okay. So you have to have some pricing attached to your what you're offering. And it has to be pretty spot on with your pricing. So if you're raising your price in 2021, do that based on this new formula.
Okay.
Okay. This is truly the way I have always earned money, is knowing what I need to earn every week.
Okay.
And keeping track of that. Okay. And then you're going to do your own personal goal strategy based on those things where you put in that personal column that you want to do. There's a little, another little worksheet in here for you, a little table. So things that you want to do, you want to prioritize what's urgent to you this year. And so you're going to put them in this list, and then you're going to put a number next to them to prioritize which one you're going to start with first. But first, you're going to list those things that you want to do this year based on your goals. And then you're going to put when you want to do them. That means this is your timeline. So outside of business, let's say for me, this year, I'm going to do volume 2 of Becoming 50 Something. So I've already put that down as things I want to do. And I've already given it a date for when it will be coming out. I know the cost. How much will it cost? Thank goodness I know the cost, because I just did this last year. But think about what it's going to cost you to do if you're going back to school. Research and find out what it costs to go back to school where you want to go. This is on a personal side. Let's say you want to take some personal development classes. Start looking up. So you want to go take a Lisa Nichols conference, whether it's virtual or in person later this year. Put that down. When do you want to do it? And that's going to be based on her conference schedule. How much does it cost to go? And then steps needed to get it done. And in terms of a conference, a step needed is to just buy the ticket. But if, let's say for me and my things I want to do, my book, to do volume 2 of Becoming 50 Something, I got the date, I know the cost, and the steps that I need to do are get women interested in becoming a part of it, secure the ladies who will be involved, have them write their stories, secure the editor, get the stories edited, get the publisher done, do all the publishing, do all the promotion. So that's going to include like 8 or 9 different things. So you're going to add to this on a separate sheet of paper what it takes to get it done. And if you don't know, part of your research is to find out. It's real important that Google allows you to look up everything you want to do in life. My son is getting married next month, and I'm helping with the decorations because that's part of what I love to do. I'm a designer. My business was design. And so, I've never been good at tying bows. And we're putting bows on the chair. So what did I do? I looked up Google, how do you tie a bow on a chair? And there's videos to do it. So I've been watching the videos and practicing how to tie bows on a chair. Everything you need to want to do, you can find on Google. And someone has done a YouTube on how to do it. So there is no excuse anymore in life to not knowing what to do.
Congratulations to JJ.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're so cute. It's just beyond belief that my baby boy is getting married. It's ridiculous.
I know.
But she's a very sweet young lady.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. So think about what is it that's important to you personally. Let's say you want to buy a house if you don't own your house, or you want to buy a house. Well, when you want to buy that house, and how much is that house going to cost? And what are the steps needed to get it done? First, you got to qualify for it. You got to have the money to put down. You got to know where you want to look, all those things. And once you do that, then you can, by the end of that date, be in your house. Because those things that we think, so are we. And this is part of all this vision. It's part of our mindset. It all works together. None of this is just standalone. Okay?
Cheryl,
Yes.
is there continual classes that we come back after a period of time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now we're going to talk about follow-up and how if you want to, once you get all of this done. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So any questions? Is everybody excited to get your vision and your goals done for 2021?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. It's just funny to me that you just brought up the house thing. That was on my vision board for 2020. I have been in Phoenix since 2012, and I've been in an apartment. I had a house in Kansas, but I decided I needed to be in my own home here in Phoenix.
Mhm.
In 2020. And so I had to exactly that. I was like, I'm going to be in my house by December. I'm going to do these things. And I had to go through each of the things that I needed to do. But, before I even called a realtor, I had to do the steps. What do I need to do? How much money do I need for a down payment?
Mhm.
How much, where does my credit need to be? I had to go through each of those steps. And finally, I called the realtor September 1st when I had all my ducks in a row,
Mm-hmm.
she put me with her money person. And October 30th, I closed. So, but it was all this is what I needed to do in
Right.
2020. In a pandemic, I was able to complete my goal. And so I feel so very, very blessed. And my focus for 2021 is just trusting God, because if I did, he brought me through that year. What more can I do this year?
This
And
year,
so
right.
I
Amen.
had business goals that I completed, and raising my revenue. All these things happen in a pandemic
Right.
because I chose not to focus on the outside world. I chose to focus on what my vision was. And I just praise God for it. But some of the things were things that Cheryl had spoken to me before.
And the good thing about, I mean, we're all, I think we're all very spiritual and very faithful here on the line, and we all have a relationship with Christ. And the one thing that I always focus on in everything that I do, we all have faith, but I always focus on faith without works is dead. And so although we all have faith that God is going to give us the desires of our heart, he also gives us the ability to do what we just talked about here, to do the work, so that you have a vehicle for him to bless you, And so if we all just take the time to do these things, it really changes your life. And it's so simple, but it takes that whole mindset thing changing, and to really believe that you can, and then you can see it happening. So start if you're having those struggles, start there. Don't start at the end, start there. And then move forward. So here's just a list of some of the things that people think about doing on a personal or on a business thing, and just sort of get some of your thoughts going. You must, in 2021, transition in ways to do business online. Whether it's if you have an in-person business, whether it's more scheduling online or however, but try ways of doing business online, because people are online. They have been pushed online, and they love doing business online now. They found out, I don't have to leave my house. Research new markets for their potential expansion. Continue to find new ways to engage your client, new things. Create different experiences. Reset your marketing strategy. Like do things like start a podcast if you have a coaching business. It's one of the things I want to explore in 2021. If you want to write that book, do it. If you're going to launch a new product, do that as well. So just think of some ways in 2021. Once you've got, think of your vision, think big, take it to another level in your thoughts, and then set your goals and then establish the strategies to reach them. Okay.
Cheryl, real quick,
Mm-hmm.
when we were going through the political elections for mayor and governor and all of that here, one of the attorneys that I work with in my social work has been basically telling me the past couple of years that I need to get on a couple of the boards with Kate Gallego.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even going to sit up here and tell you why I haven't done it, because I really don't know. It's a procrastination, whatever you want to call it. And with this workshop that you've done this morning and the gajillion notes and everything that I have taken, it's just moving me forward.
Mm-hmm.
That should be one of my goals within the next couple of months, is to reach out to her people
Mm-hmm.
and get involved in the particular boards that my attorney thinks I would be very good with because of my background in social work and my background in legal. She really thinks, she's been telling me for a long time that you would really, really do well with this. So this has just enhanced me now even more to do
That's
this
good.
because again, I can put this under my umbrella.
Right.
For my
And also,
LLC.
right, it gives you credibility. It adds
Yes.
to your credibility in what you're
Yes.
doing.
Yeah.
And my understanding of our mayor, she's a very amazing, a very open
Right.
woman.
Right.
So that'll be great, Stephanie. Keep me
Yeah.
posted on that.
I will.
That's
I'm
great.
excited about it. Again, I don't, there's really no excuse per se as to why I haven't done it before.
Mm-hmm.
But even when we were going through the elections and everything, I kept getting texts from her saying, why haven't you approached her about working on at least 2 boards that she could think of automatically that I would be very good with?
Good.
And I've worked in the political field many times before,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so there's no excuses. I need to redo my mindset.
And it's so good to have someone who comes from a perspective where you have worked in the
Yeah.
field, you know,
Right.
with the challenges,
Right.
especially
Exactly.
our young people are and our families are going through.
Right.
And with COVID, it's brought out a whole bunch of
Yes.
issues that you have to pursue that, Stephanie.
Yeah. And with the attorney that I work with, I've been working with her for 10 years in different capacities. For her to even recommend me to do that is a very big honor because she's a beast as an attorney and she's involved in anything and everything. So for her to even think that enough of me to know that I would be good doing it is a compliment within itself. So
that is so great. I love that, Steph.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it now. And I want to thank you. This workshop has really helped me solidify that part of it, my mindset on that part of it. So starting Monday, I will work towards go forward in making that happen.
That's good. Thanks for sharing that, Stephanie.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I think we're okay. So what I'd like for you guys to do, and we'll give you a chance to, if anyone else wants to share before we close, is really take the time to complete the workbook and to get your plans and your strategies for the year completed. And for those of you who want to share those with me, just email me. And then we can set up a consultation to really go through where you are and some next steps that you can take to make it happen. Okay.